Good morning. So last class we are talking about intonation, right? And word stress, intonation. So I told you different kinds of intonation and I explained to you, right? Different kinds of intonation. So today we shall see, okay? So conquered, right, in everyday speech, if you look at the dictionary, it means agreement or harmony between people or groups. Okay, so now in the context of grammar, right, we use this word conquered, right? Conquered is grammatical agreement. Conquered is grammatical agreement. Conquered is grammatical agreement, right, between two parts of a sentence. Grammatical agreement between two parts of a sentence. Grammatical agreement between two parts of a sentence, right? So here is, this is an important language skill and we are going to master subject verb conquered. In this class we are going to master, okay, subject verb, okay, subject verb conquered. Subject verb conquered, right? Agreement of the subject with the verb, right? Okay, so subject verb conquered is when the subject of a sentence and the verb of a sentence agree, right? So subject verb conquered, what is that? Okay, what is that? Okay, so I gave you 1 point. Now second point is subject verb conquered. Now this third point, what is this third point? Subject verb conquered subject verb conquered subject verb conquered is when the subject of a sentence and the verb of a sentence agree, right? Okay, so subject verb conquered is when the subject of a sentence and the verb of a sentence agree. They must agree. There must be coordination, proper coordination between subject and the verb, right? Otherwise there will be a mismatch. If there is a mismatch between the subject and the verb, the sentence won't look nice to read, right? So for example, so what do we understand by this, right? What do we understand? Okay, suppose subject is singular, then you see the verb must be singular. The verb must be singular. Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Subject is singular and then the verb must be singular. Okay. If the subject is plural, if subject is plural, then verb is plural, right? Are you able to understand? Are you able to follow what I'm trying to say? It's simple here. I gave you the points here. What is concord? First of all, concord is agreement of the subject with the verb, right? And we are talking about grammatical agreement between two parts of a sentence, right? Grammatical agreement between two parts of a sentence, right? And then we saw the subject verb concord. Now here in grammar, when we talk about concord, right, it means subject verb conquered. Okay, it means subject verb conquered, right? That is what we imply here. And this is an important language skill, that is subject verb conquered, right? Subject verb conquered is when subject of a sentence and the verb of a sentence agree. Okay, subject and verb must agree. Agreement of the subject with the verb is known as concord. So when you write a sentence in English, you have to be careful and we have to be very mindful that we use the proper verb. I hope you understand. Is it clear, all of you? Right. So subject and the verb must agree. They must have an agreement. They should be in concord with each other. Then the sentence has meaning. Then there is coherence and cohesion in the sentence, right? And I told you, it's clear. It's very well clear. Subject is singular, verb must be singular. Subject is plural, verb is plural, right? Okay, that is it. So we have to understand that when the subject and the verb should have agreement, right? And then, okay, for example, I'll give you one example. Did you write this down in your books? Right? So I'll give you an example. All of you write it down in your books and try to follow. Right. Now, for example, see here, example, the window is open. Then, second example, the windows are open. The windows are open. Here, the subject is window, singular, right? And here you have auxiliary verb. Okay, this is a verb, helping verb. Okay, window, subject, and the verb. Okay, noun. The window is in singular, right? It's in singular. It's in singular. Here windows, that is subject. That is a subject, and here you see that it's in plural. It's plural. And then you see that the verb is are for many. When it's a plural, we use are. When it's singular, we use is. Right? I hope you are following carefully. I hope you are able to understand. Right? So here, okay, so you have to understand that, right, the window is open. Window is singular, verb is singular. And you see the windows are open, plural, and the verb are. Right? Are you able to follow? So here, right, so we see that we see that the subject and the verb should agree or they should match. So if subject is singular, the verb is singular, and then subject is plural, the verb is plural. Now for example, there are certain situations, right, and there are some rules which we should follow, right. For example, when we use either or, there are some rules, right. So you need to follow the rules, and then you need to understand the rules here, right. Now, one rule here, I will just tell you one rule. So, we are going to see different situations where the subject and the verb will match. So, for example, you have to understand, I am going to one example, right. When two or more singular subjects are joined together by and, okay, plural verb is used. So one example here, right, look at this one example. When two or more singular subjects are joined together by and, the verb is plural, okay, the verb is plural verb, okay. So for example, see here, look at the example here, all of you try to follow carefully, and look at this example. Ram and Shyam are playing a game. Ram and Shyam are playing a game. Okay, subjects are okay, singular subjects. Now here Ram and Shyam, and when we use and, the verb is plural. Right? Ram and Shyam are playing a game. We don't say is Ram and, okay, right. So this is one rule, okay, that you should follow when you are writing a sentence with the proper concord. That means subject and the verb should agree. They should agree. Okay. Next. For example, next example. If two if two singular nouns, refer to the same person or thing, the verb must be singular. The verb must be singular. Right? For example, my friend and benefactor has come. My friend and benefactor has come. Right? So here, friend and benefactor both are same. Both are talking about one person. Attributes of one single person. They are not two. My friend and also my benefactor. My friend and also my benefactor has come. The verb is here singular. Okay, the verb. See, what is the rule here? If two singular nouns refer to the same person or thing, the verb must be singular. Right? So here, the nouns friend and benefactor are talking about the same person, not about someone new or different. Right? So when this kind of sentence is written, my friend and my benefactor has come. Friend and benefactor both are referring to the same person, to the same individual. Okay, are you able to understand? Are you able to follow? So you need to understand here that my friend and benefactor both are attributes of one person, and because it's one person, the verb must be singular. Verb must be singular. It's clear. I hope all of you are able to follow. Right? Okay? Next. Okay, next. If two subjects together express one idea, the verb will be in the singular. The verb will be if two subjects together express one idea, the verb will be in the singular. So, for example, see here. For example, early to bed and early to rise early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. Healthy, wealthy, wise. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. Right? Okay. So here we see here two subjects together, one idea, and the verb will be in the singular. Okay. Makes a man, early to bed and early to rise makes a man, okay, singular. The verb will be in the singular. Early to bed and early to rise. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. Okay. So here early to bed and early to rise, both the same idea. Both the same idea. If two subjects express one idea, the verb will be in the singular. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. Right? So for example, slow and steady wins the race. One more example. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Right? Okay. Next rule. We are going to next rule. So what we are seeing here, we are seeing different situations and different rules where the subject and the verb should agree with each other. And when the subject is in such a way, the verb should be in such a way. That's what. So we are seeing the rules, or we are seeing the different applications of this concord of subject and verb agreement. Right. Now next. Okay. Have you taken it down in your notebooks? All of you are able to follow carefully? Right? Next, if two subjects have each or every before them, the verb is usually singular. The verb is usually singular. The verb is usually singular. Example, okay. The verb is every man, woman and child was lost. Every man, woman and child was lost. Okay, so if two subjects have each or every before them, the verb is usually singular. So here we have this word every, right? We have this word every, and how many subjects? Man, woman and child. We have three subjects, right? But still the verb is singular. The verb is singular. Did you understand? Are you able to understand? Is it clear? Right? So two or more subjects, if singular subjects have each or every before them, the verb is usually singular. Okay? If singular subjects, man, woman, child, has every before them, okay, the sentence is beginning with every. Is it clear, all of you? Are you able to understand? The sentence is beginning with every, and you have that the subjects are singular, then the verb is usually singular. The verb is usually singular. See, for example, each day and hour, right? For example, this is one. Now next, second example. Suppose I give you second example. Look at this. Each day and each hour, each day and each hour brings its duty. Each day. So the sentence is beginning with, okay, the sentence is beginning with each, right? The sentence is beginning with each, and each day, okay, single subject, each hour, and again you have beginning with each. Then you see the verb brings, okay, its duty, brings its, not there, it's duty, singular, it, okay, singular, it. We use singular, its duty. Each day and each hour brings its duty, right? So the rule here is, if singular subjects have each or every before them, the verb is usually singular, right? Is it clear? Are you able to understand? Right. Okay. Right, so I shall continue tomorrow. Okay, I mean afternoon we have class. Okay, so I shall meet you again in the afternoon. Thank you.